following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Fish, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars.
You can see and hear us.
We have to wait.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a really fun show for you guys tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking very much forward to it. Before we get started, let me introduce my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
You didn't pay me, so I'm not speaking.
Okay, so we have a great show for you guys today.
When I get paid, I talk.
What's up, chat?
You know, I haven't gotten paid in 14 years. I have never made a salary on this show. I'm on every week for 2 hours working my little kazooie off, and I don't get paid. You would think this man would have the kindness at least to take me to Starbucks and get me a coffee and a croissant.
Oh, I do that. Come on.
When did you ever buy me a coffee and a croissant?
All the time.
Yeah. Oh, I have to take my glasses off.
Anyway, what's up, everybody? We really are going to have a lot of fun today. We have two great guests. Tommy Brunswick is coming back. She was on the show before, and we love her to death. She's fabulous. And then we have Australian singer-songwriter Luke Harrison coming on.
Good looking.
Who's very young, and
him.
One of his first singles charted on Billboard and went to number 5, I think, on iTunes charts in 3 countries. And so we're going to have him coming on. It should be a lot of fun. Chat room, what's up? Let's say hi to the chat room. We have Sylvia Polite in the chat room. B. Claudia is in the chat room. Hub Reynolds. Hey, Hub. Hey, Hub. Hey, B. Hey, Sylvia. And more people will be coming because we just got started. But we want to welcome all of them and hope everybody's having a great December. We're going to set a Christmas tree up later today.
So I have both my daughters living with me right now because Deirdre, my youngest daughter, is moving back to Pennsylvania. So she's leaving right after Christmas. She's driving out, and she'll be living in Pennsylvania. And I go through empty nest again. You know, they keep coming and going. They're going to kill me with this empty nest. And my daughter Leslie is here until she finds a place on Long Island. But it's nice now for Christmas having both daughters here. Destroying my house, I like it. No, they're not really destroying my house.
And we have Shazam back with us, you guys. Our
killer dog.
Our killer dog is sleeping right next to me. He's just a little angel.
Right.
And
I wanted to say that my daughters brought IKEA coffee, which I love. And it repeats on me. What does that mean when coffee repeats on you? Too acidic, right? Or some anybody out there know why?
What do you mean repeats on you? Like
I'm going to vomit.
Okay.
Like I burp and it comes up. That's called repeating. And you graduated 6 in your class?
It's not called repeating. It's called
regurgitation.
Like acid reflux or something.
Regurgitation.
Acid reflux.
Watch. Kiss me and watch me vomit.
No, I don't want to do that.
Why? I say to myself, why? I was very happy living in Boca Raton in a beautiful house by myself. I came and I went when I wanted. Where I put it, I found it. Nobody told me get up, walk, change, shower, shave, do da-da-da-da-da. I had such a wonderful life. And then I was walking in the mall innocently, and this crazy guy comes up to me, dressed like a fool, a rocker with earrings and holes in his clothes. It was like a bum. And picked me up. And here I am.
And it's been bliss ever since.
With this man, who was a mall pickup.
In Boca.
Just a mall.
At least I went to a good mall.
What?
At least I went to a good mall.
Yeah, the Boca Town Center. So you're happy you picked me up?
Absolutely, I'm happy I picked you up.
Yeah, you
I'm
think
happy.
so?
I'm happy it's Christmas. I'm happy your daughters are staying with us. I'm happy that the dogs are all together.
I wrote about it on Facebook. I said, you know, it's so sad that we don't appreciate the moment we're in. And years from now, we look back and say, gee, why didn't I, especially when you have parents that you lose, you take it for granted when you're with the people you love. And then when they're gone, you say, oh my God, why didn't I do more or hug more or kiss more? So you know what? Hug more, kiss more now that we're together.
Absolutely, and we want to say hi to Lady Lake Music who just joined
Lady
us.
Lake Music.
Hey ho, Cindy joined us. So hello, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
The chat room is starting to boom. We
Boom
want
in
to thank
chat.
everybody for tuning in. Actually, we're I think we were like we went down to 25 on iTunes, you guys, and I think we're like in the top 20.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's still good.
I
Yeah.
mean, 25 is good?
Yeah.
Is that better than yesterday?
No, we were 21.
Oh,
better.
we went up.
We went down.
I never understand that
The
stupid.
lower the number, the better. You want
Oh.
to be number one.
I am number one.
But anyway, you guys, we're also charting in like 5 other countries, and I think we're in the top. I always knew we had a lot of people in the UK. So what's up, everybody in the UK? Thanks so much
Hello,
for tuning
everybody
into
in
the
the
show.
UK.
And I think we're like top 20 in the UK.
I will be going to the UK as soon as we have time because I'm on a mission. I'm going to visit with my friend, what's his name? Derek.
Oh yes, Derek.
My friend Derek, who I love. And I'm going to get Derek to go with me to find Michelle Dockery. And I'm going to go personally knock on Michelle's door and say, darling, I adore you. I love your work. And you must come on our show.
So your favorite photographer is in the chat room. Say hi.
Cool.
You don't know who your favorite photographer is?
My favorite photographer,
Uh-huh.
Billy Hess.
Yep.
Oh, that trip. Slut, where are you? Do you miss me? Do you love me still? I love Mark. Mark is really nice, his husband. But that Billy Hess, he can be a little hairy and a little wicked, but I love him. You know, Billy, I haven't laughed since you left California. I mean, when you and Eileen and Mark and I are together with Jimmy, I just cry all night long from laughter. What is it about us? We have
Missed you too.
we have we have magic. When we're together, we have magic. I don't know, we all crack each other up. I miss you, Billy. But we'll see you soon. We're coming in the spring. We're coming into New York to look for our house in East Hampton. East Hampton? Southampton. I don't know, one of the Hamptons. The first one you come to when you leave New York.
But please send our best to little Billy and to everybody, and to Mark and everybody, and your daughter and your grandbaby.
And when you see Eileen, pinch your nipples for me.
There you go. All right, real quick, you guys, you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. First of all, I want to thank everybody for listening to us on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. Please continue to do so because we are going up in the rankings all the time, and we want to stay up there because that's where we want to be. So you can also hear us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, like I said, Apple Podcasts and iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. There's a bunch of other ones, but those are the biggest ones. And so it's a lot of fun.
Jimmy, before I came on the show, had one affiliate. He was one little show that nobody liked. And I came on the show and suddenly, look, we're all over the fucking place.
That's not actually true. We were on those platforms before.
You were not on these affiliates. We're not. When I came on the show, you were on W4CY. Period.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Jimmy, you lie a lot.
No way.
No, you're full of shit. No.
We were on all of them. We've been on.
You were not. You're such a liar. You were not.
I mean, we were on SoundCloud, iTunes, not
They weren't
Spotify.
even invented
Yes, they
yet.
were. We were on all of them. We've been on all of them.
Don't
All
everybody.
you have to do is go on iTunes and you can actually see
Everyone
there's
out there-
500 shows on
Everyone out
iTunes.
there, he's old
Yes,
and
he's old.
senile.
Anyway, we're
So
gonna take
don't believe him.
a
He came on the show. He had like 3 people listening. You didn't even watch it.
1.4 million.
Oh, you're so full of crap.
That's Dean. He'll tell you. Dean will tell you. He knew.
Dean told me. He
No,
said
he
before you
didn't.
came on the show, the ratings were zero.
That's why they gave me a 2-hour show from a 1-hour show because so many people were tuned in. And that
No,
was
because
years
they knew
before
that I
you
was
came
coming on.
on. Anyway, he is a great addition to the show, you guys. He has made it go
I
up.
appreciate unpaid. He never pays me. I don't make a fucking nickel on this show. Nothing.
But you have notoriety that you would never have
Who gives a
without
shit
it.
about notoriety? That doesn't pay my bill.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick music break real quick, you guys. We're going to play Desmond Child, I Don't Want to Be Your Friend, because I love Desmond Child. And as soon as we come back in like 3 minutes, we're going to be on with our first guest, Tommy
Desmond
Brunswick.
Child really is a super, super talented guy. You know, not too many people impress me, but his work impresses me.
So here he is, you guys. Desmond
Mhm.
Child, I Don't Want to Be Your Friend. Enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't wanna see your face. I don't wanna hear your name. I don't wanna think, just stay away, baby. Don't wanna know if you're alright or what you're doing with your nights. Don't wanna hear you say that you'll stay in touch, maybe. I'll get by just fine. And if you're going, then darling, goodbye, goodbye. Don't call me in the middle of the night no more. Don't expect me to be there. Don't think that it'll be the way it was before. Don't think that I care. I'm not over you yet. Don't wanna be your friend. Oh, don't wanna be your friend. I forget we ever met. I forget I ever let you into this heart of mine, baby. You just gotta let me be. Gotta keep away from me. 'Cause all I want is just to be free from you, baby. Don't you come around. Don't say you still care about me. Just go now, go now. Don't call me in the middle of the night no more. Don't expect me to be there. Don't think that it'll be the way it was before. Don't think that I care. I'm not over you yet. Don't wanna be your friend. Oh, you take it so casually. But baby, it's killing me. Oh, I'll get by just fine. So if you're going, then darling, goodbye, goodbye. Don't call me in the middle of the night no more. Don't expect me to be there. Don't think that it'll be the way it was before, my baby. Don't call me in the middle of the night no more. Don't expect me to be there. Don't think that it'll be the way it was before. Don't think that I care. I'm not over you yet. Don't wanna be your friend. Oh, I don't wanna be your friend. It hurts so much to see you right now, baby. I don't wanna see you anymore, darling. It hurts so much, you know it hurts so much to see you now.
And we're back, you guys. So that's Desmond Child. I wanted to play that song because I wanted to play it when he was on, but we didn't have enough time. And Desmond Child is one of our better shows. I think it's got 17 million plays. So we wanted to play it just because I'm a big fan.
Since we mentioned Billy Hess, I'd like all of you on the East Coast to know, if you're not that attractive and you need headshots or pictures, have Billy photograph you. Billy does magic with his camera. He makes unattractive people beautiful. I've said to him, I don't know what you do, but I've seen your work and it's fabulous work. When I get to the East Coast, Billy's going to shoot some headshots of me, and then I'll post them, and you'll see what he does with it. He makes me look young and handsome.
You already are young and handsome.
Oh, thank you, dear.
All right, so we're going to bring on our first guest. Come on, let's bring her in. Hey, ho, say something. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, producer, director, convention owner, basically jack of all trades in the world of horror, and the founder, horror,
She's not a whore.
and the founder of Nightmare Events, Tommy Brunswick. Hello and welcome to the show. Yay.
Hello. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? How's your pussy?
Oh, it's good. Not been used lately, but it's good.
No.
He's talking about the three cats.
Right, you got it. You know it.
Tommy, what a dirty mind.
I know, right?
I never do innuendos like that.
Oh, never. Yeah, never.
Wow.
If you weren't doing it in innuendos, you would have said, "How's your pussies?"
Ha ha. Thank you very much.
I sometimes have problems with plurals and singulars.
Got it.
How are you? Are you ready to be tortured for another hour, 40 minutes of torture?
I am. I'm ready for it.
What's going on in the love life?
Oh, I don't have a love life. My love life is with my career and my kids. So
We had a guest on last week, a beautiful girl, actress. And I said to her,
Actually, you might know her because she was did a movie with Eileen Deese, which she's the star and Eileen's the co-star. Night of the Caregiver. Natalie Denise Spurl. I couldn't think of her name. Anyway, she was on last week.
and I said to her, so how's your love life? Any guys in your love life? She said, no, I'm done with men. She said, I have my vibrator and a bottle of wine and I'm happy.
yeah, smart. Yes, I have my vibrator and my cannabis, so I'm good.
So poor men. Men are really getting dumped on lately. What do you think about that?
I don't know. There's a lot of really good ones, but the one that I thought was a good one was not. So I put 23 years into one, and I figured I'm not going to do that
What?
again.
You do 23 years to
I was
realize
married for 23 years. Yeah.
that you got a dud? And
Well, yeah, I didn't know he was cheating. But he likes the younger girls, so I was out.
Always a dud, right?
You know
Just
why?
later.
You know why he
First
went?
of all, you look
No.
young.
You know why he went for younger girls? Not your fault. His dick wasn't working anymore.
Exactly.
You think that the young girl gets their dicks going. So don't ever feel it's your fault. It's not your fault. It's his fault because his
He's a dick.
Peter petered out.
He's a dick with the.
No, I know.
dick.
No, listen. I have a
If
lot.
he's listening, hey, there you go, Dick.
I have a lot of male friends that tell me, men 60 years old, they said they jerk off a lot to pictures of these young, like sexy girls, and they're hard. But when it comes to their wife or girlfriends, they're not. And I said, that's because you're not kissing anymore. That's because you're not romancing anymore. If you fondle and play and do foreplay, you should be erect. Or fantasize that the girl, your wife, is that girl, you know, whatever. Or go get an
Kind of a
erectile implant.
conversation we had.
No, get an implant. Or use the Viagra stuff. But definitely don't abandon your wife of 28 years
23.
for a piece of ass that's going to dump you in a minute.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I'm very driven, so that could have been part of it too.
Maybe that's what made
you
you
know
do all
something?
these new
Tommy,
things, though, where
Tommy,
you're taking
Tommy,
over the world.
Tommy, if you put yourself out there, I don't think it would be too long before somebody picked you up.
Yeah, but
You're pretty, you're beautiful, actually. You're a lovely personality. And the more we know you, the more beautiful you become.
Well, thank you.
Oh, it's true. I don't lie, honey. If I didn't care for you, I'd say, oh, you look nice, pink hair, interesting.
Love it. So first of all, so you guys, Tommy does so many cool things, but one of the things now is that she does a bunch of great conventions, and she's got Motor City Nightmares, which is, where's Motor City? Detroit or something? Where's
Detroit. Yep.
Detroit. And she's got some other conventions, so she had to come up with a new name for a company, and that's why she has Nightmare Events, because that's the new name of your company, right?
Exactly. Yep. Because I'm branching out to different cities, because I have one in Denver, and then I have 2 one-off shows that I'm actually doing here in Burbank in 2025. So one is for V. Neal, the 3-time Academy Award winning special effects lady. She was on Face Off. And the other one is, I haven't told anyone, this is the first time everyone is going to hear it, is I'm doing 45 years of Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is it really 5 years?
2025, it'll be 45 years.
So we've
I
had,
wasn't born yet.
we've actually had I think almost every person who's ever played Jason on the show over the
Yeah.
years. I think, man, I have a 6 foot Jason that you plug in and it goes swings the machete
It does.
and
It
stuff
does.
like that. I love those
I
animatronics. I have a
with it.
bunch.
A lot of times I walk by it, it automatically went on, and it hit me.
And I also see, because I see a lot of pictures with you with Sean Cunningham, who's also been on the show many years
Who?
ago, who's the founder. Sean Cunningham is the founder of the whole franchise of
Wait a
Friday the
minute.
13th.
You know what? We know what we're talking about, but some of our guests watching don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, Tommy, you create like a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What she does is she finds an arena, and then she invites celebrities in to do signings, book signings, and picture signings.
And
That's
vendors.
what she does.
Do you also
and
do film
vendors,
festivals?
yeah.
Do you also do film festivals
We
with
do
it?
film festivals at the same time. Yep.
And if you want to buy things of the star, like say a statue of me, but you know what I mean. Seriously, you can buy anything you want. It's a Comic-Con.
So who are some of the cool people that you had last year at Motor City Nightmares that everybody will know?
Oh, I had well, it was my 15-year anniversary, so I had a whole bunch of people. Bruce Campbell was probably the headliner, and then Ted Raimi, Robert Kurtzman came in, and the Ash versus Evil Dead actors, Dana and Ray, came in, and then I had who else was there? There was a whole bunch. Sean Cunningham was there with Kane Hodder, and
I love Kane Hodder. I actually love Kane Hodder. I've known him from. He's one of the celebrities when I met at my second convention I ever went to. I think was
yeah,
Kane Hodder. Actually, he's the coolest guy ever, and
he's everyone's favorite Jason.
He's everybody's favorite.
Everyone's favorite
Yeah.
Jason. So.
His book, I have everything like Kane Hodder, and so I think he's awesome. And is Friday the 13th like your favorite franchise?
I can't say that for sure, but I'm very close with Sean, and I love the whole business part of it, especially the sequels and everything that came of it. And I started making movies because I read this book called Filmmakers from the Fringe by Maitland McDonough. And in there, she states all of the, Wes Craven and Sam Raimi, all the horror people that got started like small. And Sean Cunningham's actually how he got started is what I modeled after, because he definitely, the story in the book is a little different than the real story that he told me.
Of course.
But it's good because he was trying to sell after the movie he did with Wes Craven, the Last House on the Left.
Right.
After that movie, he went and he wanted to do like family movies, soccer movies, all these things. He was trying to sell it. Nobody wanted it. So his office next to him was a graphic designer that he said, oh, how about like Friday the 13th, something scary with that. So he just did a design with Friday the 13th coming through broken glass. And that's all he had. And he went into an executive and they bought it. So
I wish you could do that now. Nowadays, you can't really do that.
Okay,
I
I was at AFM this year.
saw the post on Facebook. So how'd it go?
It was, well, I didn't like the venue. I was like, I'm not going to go back. But the market was so good. Everyone was selling. Everyone was listening to pitches. So it was because of the strikes. everyone needed content. So everything was bought up. So the number one thing selling was horror, of course, but nobody likes to talk about that. Then horror comedy, and then action. Other than that, it was downhill. So
Okay. Let's review you.
okay.
You meet a guy, you get married, and what are you, housewife or career girl?
Well, I was always, my mom was always like, you can't stay home, you got to work. So I always started businesses at home. I mean, to the point of where I had an eBay store that took care of us for 2 years, where I just made buttons and button jewelry, and it like paid for all of our bills. But we were always making movies. We were always doing stuff. So I've done like 13 movies. And then
So
we
wait,
started the convention.
Writer.
wait, I have to make it, we have simple people watching. A lot of people are old, they don't get it. We have to remember, we have to satisfy all our audiences. Seriously, I bring in the elderly. So we have a tremendous 65 and over viewership.
Okay.
And I have to make it easy for them because they don't get it right away. So now you made a fortune doing buttons, and now you decide to do what after buttons?
Well, that was just to keep us going because we were always writing and getting ready to make movies. So we started making these movies after we already had 3 of our kids. So we're like, okay, we're going to make movies. Because I tried doing the housewife thing, and I tried, selling like, not like Tupperware, but like Tupperware-like companies. And I could never keep up with the Joneses because I'm just too odd. So, so that's when I said, all right, I read that book because it was a gift from my husband to me. That book was for a birthday. And I said, we're just going to make a fucking movie. I said, the first title that sticks with everyone, we're going to go with. So the first title, we wrote all these things down. Biker Zombies from Detroit.
Biker Zombies from Detroit.
Yeah.
That movie, I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, it's not. None of my movies are top tier. But when it came out at the video store, because that's how old it is, it was right next to Black Hawk Down. So
The title sounds familiar. I've seen that title somewhere.
yeah, because it's one of those titles that that's why we picked it. So
You like zombie movies though, because you've done lots of zombies. Zombies of Carnage, Cannibals of Carnage. You've done a lot of zombie shit.
I do zombies because they're easier and cheaper to make, and I'm not a slasher person as much. I like creatures. So, but I have created a bunch of different creatures too. So
Okay, so now you decide to do conventions. What made you take that on? That's a big underdo.
I love that one. That's my favorite.
because we wanted, I was selling our movies all over, but we wanted a local people to see the movies. So I knew that their asses would be in the seats at my show if I brought everything together like that. Because I'd have premieres and special shows, things like that. I couldn't get the crowd in. But when I would bring in a whole bunch of celebrities and vendors, they have to sit and watch my movies. So in between all of the film festival things, I'd show my movies.
It's easy to get the celebrities, but it's hard to get the vendors, right?
Well, once you get going, once they start making money from you, because a lot of the very beginning, I set up and I would vendor myself. I would have just buy stuff to sell. But then they just started coming. But I started going to Cinema Wasteland in Ohio, and I love the way they did things. So I kind of modeled the show after them just to start, because it's a good small show. It's really strong. So that's what I wanted to start with. And then it just kind of blew up after a while.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is I am doing a bunch of different things. I'm shooting a movie this weekend with Vince Lozano and Augie Duke. I don't know, you guys might know Augie.
Oh,
Yeah, we know Augie.
say hi. Say hi to Augie from us.
She's
I
great.
will. It's just a fun little short movie that my friend brought me on because he knew that I have some time in between my shows. So I said, all right, I can do it if I can finish it before Christmas. So we start this weekend. We'll be shooting this during almost up to Christmas.
Have you ever been to Spooky Empire in Fort Lauderdale? I mean, in Orlando?
I know them well because I know one of the guys that he passed recently. He used to get a lot of guests for me. His name was Matt. But I know that it's one of the best shows in the country.
That's how I actually built my whole horror everything. I met everybody at Spooky Empire. I lived in Florida.
It's a fabulous show.
That's how I got all the huge guests coming on this show when we first started. And people couldn't believe we had these huge, like Lance Henriksen and Malcolm McDowell stuff. That's how I got them. And
Yeah.
that's how I used, because I was a celebrity clothing designer, and I would give them clothes, and then we would become friends.
Oh.
And that's how this show basically like started. Was getting really big people by going to Spooky Empire, and I was really good friends with them for a long time. And then somebody approached me to do a horror convention on a cruise, and so we were putting it all together, and it kind of like didn't work out. It didn't work out, and everybody got mad at me because I knew how much. First of all, Spooky Empire, even though we were going to go from Tampa, which is nowhere near Orlando, he thought I was trying to compete with him, even though it was different. So he got mad at me. And then Spooky, she knows, Petey from
Petey.
Spooky Empire.
Audience doesn't know.
And then I, a lot of the agents who represent the talent got mad at me because I knew how much all their people made. You know, because they were all my friends, and they would have told me anyway.
Right.
So now they're not your friends
Well,
anymore.
I think they would still be my friends if I saw them now, because it's been 12 years or something.
Yeah, they would be, because things with when it comes to conventions, a lot of the promoters are very sensitive men. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
I'm one of the only female owners.
I had a company though for a couple of years called Arcadium Entertainment, and we used to book people into the conventions. We had Chris Sarandon, we had a bunch of really cool people.
Yeah.
But it's just too competitive, because like I don't want to go every weekend, you know, with the people. If you don't, all the other agents steal your clients, you know, and it just got too much. And I was just like, you don't make enough money to do it, so I stopped. But it's still a lot of fun. We like it. Ron and I, when we were in Pennsylvania, went to a couple of cool conventions. Did you go to LA Comic Con then this past weekend?
I did not. I was going to, but I'm prepping for this movie, so I couldn't. But
Okay.
but I'm ready to go to all of these other shows coming up, because I have flyers for all of my upcoming ones here, because I never thought I'd do a convention in LA because it's so competitive. But these two people, V. Neal and Sean Cunningham, I just love them both so much. And I really would love to share them with the world, because I know a lot of people know who they are, but to help brand them. And then, you know, V, she's just a legend. And Sean, his legacy is amazing. So
Eric lives in a really cool house. Like back in the day, when people used to always talk about the house that he lives in. He's very nice. I actually was on a meeting with him a couple of weeks ago, and
Well, we were at a convention in New Jersey, and Bobby Benton was there, and I know Bobby. Well,
Barbie,
that's what I said.
Barbie Ben. Okay.
Barbie Benton,
But what did I say?
Bobby.
Bobby.
Oh,
Barbie. Yeah.
You know who Barbie Benton is? You
Mhm.
might not be old enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know.
No, I'm old enough. I am definitely old enough. I'm probably older than you, Jimmy.
I'm gonna be 60 next year.
Okay, I'm 53. So
Okay.
story.
Yes, you can finish your story.
And I know Bobby for over 20-something years. And I said to Jimmy, oh, Bobby's going to be there. I bet she's going to have nobody. Nobody really knows her. What does she ever do? Guess what? The line was out the door, around the block, and up at the moon. I walked over to her, and of course, I skipped the line and went directly to her. And she sat on my lap, and I said, what the fuck are you doing? Look at the people. She said, shut up, they're paying. I said, Bobby, I can't believe it. She said, Playboy did it.
yeah.
And that was it. Bobby Benton is still the hottest number around. And I love her. She's a sweetheart of a girl. She's
Yeah.
really, did you know her?
I don't know her, but I know of her.
Very sweet.
Who have been like some of the biggest?
This past year at conventions, I've been doing stuff with Eileen Dietz.
Yes.
And this year is blowing up for her. I think it's also because of the 50 years of Exorcist, but I just think it's just like it's turned definitely because her agent helped everybody know what she actually did in the movie Exorcist. So
Right.
that was very big because nobody knew. It was like a big dirty little secret that she did all that stuff. But now everybody knows. So it just depends on how you brand and market people. It really
Chris Rowe. Hi, Chris Rowe. We're friends with him too.
Also,
yeah.
Eileen is working a lot.
Yeah, she works a lot. Yeah, her and I are really good friends. In fact, she's the one that introduced me to Sean Cunningham.
Oh, that's cool.
You have to stay in the limelight, otherwise it's not good.
Actually, so I have a question for you. So you went to Chris Rowe's party, and I saw all your pictures, and you met with the girl. Who's the lady you love so much with the blonde hair?
Which a lot of them.
No, she has the comedian show where she's the comedian in
Oh.
LA.
Jean Smart.
Gene Smart was there.
I
Yeah.
love Jean Smart.
Oh my God, she
Oh,
is
I love Gene Smart.
fabulous. She's the nicest lady too. She's
She's
No,
one
you
of
know,
the best
she was just
actresses
so
around.
kind, so nice, and
I-
beautiful. She's
She's
really
one of the
tall.
Such a good actress.
She's a good actress,
She
comedian,
is.
and everything. She's wonderful.
I thought they should have put her.
And I think she's gay. Is she a gay woman?
I don't know. I'm not sure. She
No, I
was
think
she
she's
was
gay.
there with Kathleen Kinmont, but I know that they're just really good friends, so I have no idea.
We met Kathy Kinmont at a premiere one time, also. But I
Is
think
she
that
Cool.
I think
She's cool too.
she's the one who should have replaced the lady in Sex in the City.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
we thought she would have been great to replace.
And she looks like her.
the one who doesn't
Kim
want to do
Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. I couldn't
She
think of her name.
looks so much like Kim Cattrall. It's spooky.
Yeah.
And she could have replaced
And
Kim
she's
Cattrall.
so funny.
Yeah, I
You ever
just
see
saw
that
her
show?
last. I saw her last night. Chris Rowe had his Christmas party last night, so you'll see pictures later.
Did you see the
I'd like to meet her.
yeah, I want to meet her too. Did you see that TV show she did where she's I forgot the name of it, but it's on HBO where she's a comedian in Las Vegas.
Hack. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard about how
No.
awesome it is. Hacked.
It is
Yeah.
so
But
good.
it didn't come back a third season. It's a shame. It didn't make it for a third
Oh.
season.
So it might come back though. Maybe it was.
Yeah, it might. Who knows after the strike what's going to
I
happen?
hope so, because we need good television. We don't have good television anymore.
I don't know. I love Stranger Things.
We
I
He's
do.
a-
What I like about a lot of foreign, there's a lot of foreign TV shows that Netflix is picking up that are really good.
What do you
and-
think of Squid Game? Did you watch Squid Game?
I loved it. I
Um,
absolutely loved it. But it reminds me of like Old Boy and all of those really graphic kind of movies that I
I
love.
loved it.
Let's get back to the nitty gritty here.
Okay, sorry. I get off on tangents too.
That's good. I like the tangent.
So you're at a party, and he walks into the room, and your eyes fall out of your head. Tell me why.
What party?
You are at a party,
Yeah.
and he walks in the room.
Who's the he?
We
Who's the
don't
he?
know.
Oh, he can be anybody. It's
And
Oh,
he-
okay.
Chris.
And your eyes fall out of your head. How come? What made you go bing, 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 bing? What kind of guy are you looking for? Or would-
Oh God. The kind of guy isn't always about the looks for me. It has to be when I talk to them, because I speak in movie quotes and horror stuff. So I want someone that can identify with me, but not someone that I'm going to have to support. They have to. I want someone that has their own shit, but can still talk to me at movie quote level.
That's awesome.
I have got to tell you, Adrienne Barbeau, I said I would fix up. You know who Adrienne Barbeau is?
I love. Yeah, she's been at my show before. I
She
love
doesn't
her.
want to get married. She said, I just want a companion,
Yeah.
but somebody that pays for my dinner. Wait, now I told this to Courtney and to another girl, and the girl on the show last week. And all these women said, I want a man that pays for my dinner, that I don't have to pay for his dinner.
Old school.
And I thought, what kind of bullshit is that? No woman has ever paid for my dinner and ever will.
Yeah.
I'm old. What is it with you broads? You go out with men and you pay for their dinner?
Oh, I usually I don't, and if I do, then it's just a friendship. Your
I'm not-
friend zone, man. Sorry.
I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about a guy you're screwing, you're
Yeah.
having sex with, and you have to pay for his dinner. I never
Yeah.
heard.
No, I am old school. I like them to open my door. I definitely like to be treated like
Like
a
a woman.
lady. But I'm older too, though. I'm older than probably a lot of your guests. So
Nobody wants steak and rape.
No, not really.
Steak and rape, no. Nobody does steak and rape anymore.
Basically, our audience is like 40 to 70, and most of the guests we bring
But
on
these girls
are
are
usually like in their 50s or
These
60s.
girls are beautiful with bodies of death. In my day, men would have given them the moon. And
Yeah.
they go out with a fella and they have to pay for his dinner. Aren't
yeah.
they ashamed, these men?
I don't know. I don't like to date younger guys ever, so it's just like most of the older ones are like kind, and they would pay for your dinner and they'd be old school. So I don't run into a lot of where I'd have to pay for anything.
I'm talking about a date now. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about
I don't go on very many dates.
my next question. Do people date anymore?
I think they do. But when I first moved here, I dated mainly just for sex because I did not want anything else. I just wanted sex and that's it. Because I needed to get my husband out of my head. So I had to go and just have some sex.
Now, what does your husband do that you're working with? in pictures?
I don't know right now, but he was producing some of the
Oh,
auto
yeah.
shows or something. He was
What-
producing
what's
some of the
the-
auto shows, but I don't know.
What kind of work did he do when you were together?
Oh, he worked with me. He owned the conventions with me. He did the movies with me, and he gave it all up for a 20-something-year-old.
Is he still with that 20-something?
He is. They're married and they have a new baby, which I'm so happy that's them because there's no way I want babies. I just want maybe grandkids, but I am so happy.
Right?
And your kids are how old?
My oldest is 28, and
What? You have a 28-year-old?
I have a 28-year-old, and then I have
Oh,
a
You
23.
old man. You look so good. You're
Oh,
an
thank
old
you.
man. Terrific.
And my youngest is 15. He's the only one that's still at home with me.
You have almost a 30-year-old kid?
And
Pretty good.
she is fabulous. She works for I don't remember the name of it, but it used to be Lighthouse. Now she's at a different place, and she does all of the production post stuff for like The Simpsons, What We Do in the Shadows, and Only
Yeah.
Murders in the Building.
How old,
That's a big
how
deal.
old were you when you got pregnant? 16?
25. No, my mom was 16 when she had me.
Now,
But
wait a minute. You are older than dirt. I mean, give me a
no,
break.
I'm 53.
You're 53?
Yeah. I said that earlier. I don't lie about my age because I don't want anyone
I think
bugging me.
I think I've lost all sense. Seriously, I'm 83 years old. And now I look at everybody and I think everybody's very young. I've lost my sense of age. When I was young, everybody seemed old. You know what I
But
mean?
you look so young. So like
When I was 19, I thought everybody was old, very
Yeah.
old. Now that I'm 83, I think everybody's young. So I would
Everyone's
get you at 54,
53.
53.
you're going ahead of yourself.
I would say 42.
Well, thank you. I would like to look 29, but
You wouldn't want to look 29. I would not want to look 29.
I just want to have my mind I have now, the body I had then. So,
No, but how is it? Well, I should talk. I have a 54-year-old daughter. And I look at her and I say to myself, who's this woman in my house? Why
yeah.
is this woman here? What happened to my daughter? My daughter's staying with me now until she moves back to Long Island.
That's nice. That's nice.
She had it for the holidays.
She's
And then,
moving. The reason they're staying with us is because their lease expired and they don't want to renew the lease because she's moving to Pennsylvania. So
one is moving to Pennsylvania
That
and
makes
one is moving to the Hamptons.
That's
So-
nice. You guys have someone to stay with. My mom just passed last year, so it's been a really tough year for me because my mom was only 16 years older than me. So she
Oh,
was
wow.
very
She
young.
When she had her.
My mom
Yeah.
was
She had a
16.
girlfriend all those years.
actually, I saw though because I went through your Facebook page and
Yeah.
it says you basically have two really good friends who you lean on, and they're the Slaughter Sisters.
Oh yeah, my girl. In fact, I'm going to see them this weekend. The one is a Maxim model, and the other is she's just so
They're
fucking
gorgeous.
Yeah, they are. They're gorgeous, and they're just as kind in their hearts.
And you're doing a movie with them, or because I saw a post you did. It said something like you're going to bring out and finish the script or something for your
Slaughter Right, because I have a TV show that I've been writing through COVID, and it's called Whitman's Goblin. And the Slaughter Sisters are two assassins
Hold
that
it,
are in it.
hold it, stop. What is it called? Slowly.
Oh, the name of the show, the TV show that I'm creating is Whitman's Goblin.
Whitman's got
Whitman's Goblin, and then
Whitman like the chocolate,
Whitman's
Goblin like a
Oh,
goblin.
yeah,
Goblin. Okay.
yeah. It's a fun little thing, like a Supernatural and Stranger Things. So it's for young adults, but it's modeled after. You ever see Secondhand Lions with Robert Duvall and Michael Caine?
Yes, great
The
movie.
two main characters are modeled after them because I love that movie so much that you have those older guys that kind of live on the outskirts of the city, but they take care of all of these creatures that they keep from the
That
public.
has the kid from like Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, yeah.
Remember his
Haley
name?
Joel Osment, yeah. But then
Haley Joel Osment.
Now to
there's
change.
something so charming about their characters in there because I love both of those actors so much anyway that I wanted to do something like that to honor them also because they're some of my favorite actors.
What is your opinion, or how do you feel, or how do you see it getting funding for a movie? What is wrong? Why is
Oh,
the funding stopping?
nothing wrong with it. It's just the one thing about it is there's no one way to do it. That's the hard thing. At AFM this year, I saw a bunch of people get financing. I've actually met a bunch of people recently that got some financing because right now everyone needs content, but you have to give up stuff for that. So you have to get like a distributor or someone like that because a lot of independent people don't want to give out their money. You know, a lot of private investors are harder right now. It's easier to go with the distributor.
Why is that? Why is it harder with the private investors?
I think it's just because of after COVID, everybody's holding on to everything. I'm not sure, but I know that the distributors they all want to give some money and pull it together, but they will own most of your project.
They also take creative control, right?
There's a rumor going around that I heard from a couple of people that the investors are afraid the bottom's going to fall out and that we may go into a sort of a depression or a recession and they don't want to part with their money. Have you heard that rumor?
That's something that's always across the board. People always say that all the time. That's just, to me, that's just like another thing that the reason why they're not getting their financing. Because if your project is strong enough and you have people behind you, you can do it. You can get it done. Because I had 13 movies. They were all privately invested in, you know what I mean? And they weren't the greatest, but still I'm trying to get some studio stuff going right now, but I'm working with Sean Cunningham on that. So it's
So his venue helped you open up some doors because he's
well, actually we both helped each other because he wants to remake a House. I don't know if you remember House, with William Catt and George Wendt, you know. So I took his script and I work with Warren Zide. I don't know if you know who he is, Zide Perry.
I know the name, but I don't know him.
Okay, well he created American Pie, Final Destination series. He's a big producer. Right now he's working with Darren Aronofsky. But I'm when I first moved here, because I've known him for a long time, I asked him if he would be my mentor. So he's my mentor when I bring him projects. So what I did is I just bring him every so often. I bring a project that I think is strong enough. I brought him House, and immediately, because he's like, he'll just pass really fast. He's one of those Hollywood producers that, you know, you just listen to. So I brought him House, and right away he hooked us up with his executives to rewrite it. So we're very close to bringing it out because it's a great IP.
So to stop the rumor, you've financed 19 films so far.
Well, 13, but they are old. It was a long time ago. And it's harder unless you know people, unless you know rich people that are willing to part with their money. Like I call them BSDs, big swinging dicks. People that they would spend that money anyway in Atlantic City or Vegas for the weekend. That it doesn't matter because they can write it off on their taxes if they lost it for any reason, or they can write it off for a couple years till it starts making money, because it takes a little while for the investment in a movie to make back their money. So the investor can use that as a loss for a couple years. So my thing is I'm really solid with my paperwork and my prospectus, because if you're good with that and if you have your ROIs, that's all they look at. They don't care about the script. They might care about who's in it, but they just want to know how much money they're going to make it back, when they're going to make it back. So the paperwork is key. And that's hard, because when I wanted to just be a creative, it was tough. I had to learn how to do all of the business and all the contracts before it really.
Now, I have so many friends, good friends, you know them all.
Yeah.
They go to all, Marcel and Joe and everybody.
Yeah.
And they say that if you don't have a big name, you don't get financed. And you don't believe that.
I don't, because working with someone like Warren Zide and even Sean, if the content is good, it's good. There's no way around it.
If the investor is not interested in reading the script, how does he know the content?
Oh, they don't care about it. They want to see the ROI. They say in my paperwork, it says,
The return on their investment.
like the movies that made a lot of money, Texas Chainsaw Man, all of them.
Tommy, if the film hasn't been made, How do you know what the returns?
Based on other films that are similar.
Based on other films that are similar, but for me, I had a
That's
track
bullshit.
record, so I
That's
was able to do that.
That's bullshit. They did the second Gone with the Wind and it bombed. It didn't make a nickel.
Yeah, but that's way back when. Things
Huh?
have changed. Things have changed so much. Every year, the models change. This year, the biggest thing is streaming. Nobody cares much about theatrical, but horror is the only thing making money in the theaters because it's made for such a low amount of money. Because even Godzilla is gonna surpass Oppenheimer, the new Godzilla that just came
But
out.
the quality of what's out there stinks. And people are
Well, that's
complaining.
opinion, though. That's opinion.
No, people are complaining. The greater majority of TV watchers are complaining. I get it in Facebook all the time and
But
all
you're
over.
talking about movies, not
No, I'm
TV.
talking about movies. I'm talking about movies.
Yeah, but what you
All,
think?
all these $50 million movies you go to see
Yeah.
are
How
not,
much would you
are
guys
not
do?
quality.
I think that's what A24 has brought to everyone is they're not those big, huge movies, but they actually, the content and the stories are phenomenal. You know, you've seen Midsummer, and I didn't like Infinity Pool that much, but a lot of people did.
I didn't like Midsummer.
Oh, I liked Midsummer, but I love Heredity and, you know, all of the different things.
I didn't like that one either.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, but that's opinion though, because
Right.
But my final question on this shut up, Astro. My final question on the subject is, how would you advise people out there who are thinking of producing film? Because we have so many people that are not qualified coming into our business, which I resent. Common housewives or uneducated people. And they think they're going to produce a film and make a fortune. And they don't know their asses from their elbow or how to get money for the film or what the film, they don't even know what the film is about. Just as there are so many people now that pay to get in film, which I despise, and I'm against it and I fight for it because I worked on a film with one of those buy-in people and I wanted to kill myself because
I totally understand.
I looked like I was overacting. But I wasn't overacting. I was doing the right job, but the person wasn't.
Right.
So it made me look bad. And I'm furious about that. And I tell everybody, I will not be in a movie if you'll have buy-ins. No way.
Right.
Too many people want to be in our business.
Yeah.
And they don't have the qualification. They have not trained. I'm in the business 64 years. So I had to learn something in 64 years. And it shows on film. But if you have nothing and you give $3,000 to be in a movie, just so you can tell your friends, I'm in a movie, and you go to a red carpet, you think you're a movie star, so you wear a gown at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you look like an idiot.
Okay, I've been to those premieres too.
Where's your feedback, my Tommy?
You don't crowd. You don't crowdfund. I'm fine with crowdfunding.
I crowdfunded at the very beginning, but I never sold speaking roles. I only
Right.
sold kills.
Yeah, see,
only-
I'm fine with that.
Only if you want to die. I would never sell speaking roles because they have to be good actors. There's no way that you're gonna have a tiny movie, and if you have bad actors in it, you won't make very many movies after that.
No,
So
I
I always
I
audition.
mean, the film I'm talking about, I won't mention the name of the film. But the producer went and got everybody in Pittsburgh, this little town, to be in the film. Never have any of them acted. If you see this film, you want to shoot yourself because you can't stand another minute of it. And I make fun of it all the time because it looks bad. I had a very big part in it. I played a very mean cop from New York who goes to Pittsburgh and pushes people around. But I'm looking for,
He was good at it.
because I'm 64 years, I'm looking for the murderer who killed this fella, and they're blaming it on some creature that comes out of the river. And I don't believe it. There's no such thing as a creature coming out of a river. You did it. And the guy, it was his brother. And he said to me, "Oh, you're a bastard." I almost fainted, right? Tommy, I'll give you a little bit of what I did. Brooklyn accent. Don't tell me you didn't do it. There's nothing out there in the river. You're telling me there's a monster in the river. You're crazy. You did it. You did it. You killed your brother. And he looks at me and said, "Oh, you're a bastard." I look at the camera. I said, "What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Out of your mind? Every energy I blew out my ass, and this guy is you."
So I agree with you. I'm fine with crowdfunding for perks that are not
Perks, yeah, like DVDs.
DVDs, autograph stuff, get to visit the set, any of those things. But I don't like it when they do it for the actors.
Yeah, because that your project, because that you put so much into the writing, the everything else, it can take it down. One bad actor can take down so much of the movie.
I also think so. I'm gonna.
Oh, tell me. Oh, tell me about
I have a question though about the AFN people that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait
I
a minute.
gotta conclude this for the people. So the critics wrote, ready for this? That the movie had all amateur actors.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got included in that. All amateur actors.
Yeah.
Not even actors.
But they got everybody to vote for it because that's like 55-star reviews on IMDb because they've got everybody to vote for it, you know.
But
I want to go back. Okay.
Non-professional.
I want to go back to AFM for a second.
Okay.
So when you have people that are pitching like projects, they're pitching it that they're also going to be producing it, or are they basically just selling the concept and they are done with it?
A lot of the times they want to be a part of it, but they have to be able to be ready to release it if they want it made sometimes. So you have to read the room kind of thing.
Right.
But the people that are insistent that they direct or they do this, those people probably
Don't
won't
yes.
get funded.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they don't
Okay.
get taken seriously because you have to go with the process, and a lot of times you can prove yourself by the time the contracts are finished by being a part of it, but you have to sacrifice some stuff. It just
And you also, what about? So basically, like if you do that, you lose your creative control, and they change scripts and ideas and stuff, and they do it.
sometimes it's the way you negotiate your contracts. It always goes back to the contracts. The way you negotiate things are key. If they love your script, they'll probably say yes, you can have the creative stuff. Like I am working with Sean Cunningham. Some of the executives wanted him to change stuff, and he's like, and he changed it the way he wanted to, and it's fabulous. So sometimes listening to those people, because there's a reason he has all of those, those movies.
Yeah.
So, but those executives listened to him and let him do it, and now everything's flowing. So it just depends on how you approach it and how you work with people, because people are very fragile sometimes.
Yeah, very.
Tommy, one more question.
Sure.
Will you get funded if you do not have a poster and a deck?
Probably not. A deck is very important because you need to have an explanation of what you're doing, but you have to have your paperwork too at the same time.
Tell our audience what a deck is.
Oh, a pitch deck, or a pitch deck is for movies. A show Bible is for TV shows, and it depicts all of the things that you want in the movie, or that what you see the movie as. In the Stranger Things pitch deck, they used all old other movie stuff to show how this movie was going to be made, because they didn't have any original stuff. So they'd bring in, other movies, and they put under it exactly what they wanted. And it's a very simple pitch deck, but it worked. So sometimes the simplicity of it's better. And I sometimes put in some of my paperwork, like the different movies that make a lot of money or the stars that are worth it.
Right.
It just depends on who you're talking to, because I adjust each pitch deck to who I'm presenting it to.
Right. Okay. So
I do research on those people or that company, and then I will change it accordingly.
Next question.
Wait.
I was told by a very big director, I won't mention who,
Okay.
that no one reads a script, not even the actor. They just want to know how much money they're getting. Is that true? Or do actors read scripts? I'm playing stupid now.
If they're not making a ton of money, they read the script because they want to use it for something else. If they're making a ton of money, they probably don't. A lot of times they don't care unless they're top tier. But if it is like Augie had to read this script before she signed on, because she had to make sure it's going to be worth her time. She's getting paid, but it's such a small movie. She's not getting a ton. When she read it, she was on, because it's a psychological thing more so than anything else. And it has the possibility to be great if the two actors in it can hold their own. And right now they can. So I have high hopes for it. It's called Thou
I-
Shalt Kill.
I'm in 6 films coming up as they get funded. I've read all 6 scripts, and one I didn't feel that they gave me the right, so I kindly told. Matter of fact, at a Christmas party, I told the producer and director that I didn't think it would be good for me, and they understood because I gave them a reasoning why. I didn't just say blah blah blah, but
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be good for me because
Yeah.
I'm reestablishing my career because I retired for so many years. So I'm like a new guy coming back on the block. And I
Yeah.
have to be very careful what I do so I don't get casted as one of those bad actors.
Right. And that's those actors like you definitely read it because they want to, because it means something for them more. So it's not as much about the money. It's about, and those are the people that read the scripts.
It's not about the money at all.
So
Right.
It's
Well, for some
really
people
about-
it is, but for a
No,
majority of the actors, it's not.
I
No,
think for a lot of the names,
I've read one script that I cannot wait to do.
Good.
You're going to find it interesting. It's called Typo Negative.
Oh,
And
they're one of my favorite bands. I love that band.
No, I play a gay vampire who has a daughter, and I'm training my daughter on how to be a vampire. It is
Oh,
probably one of the most interesting scripts I've read in years. The writer takes us into another world where nobody can go but vampire. It's probably the best movie, the horror movie we're going to see in a long time. If it shoots the way it's written, unicorns are in it and fairies and
it almost sounds like a Brian Lumley book. He did all those.
yes, I
Netflix
also think so. Yeah, and I can't wait to do it. And I think it's going to be a plus.
Well, the thing I'm doing for V Neil is V's Vampire Weekend. So we're bringing in everybody that's ever played a vampire. So you got to come to the show, and you can promote the movie by then if you want.
yeah, by 2025 we should have it.
Oh yeah,
going,
it'll,
yes.
it'll be out.
That'd be
My
very
last
cool
thing,
for you to go.
And I'm starring in it. So that's my first starring role since years ago.
My last AFM question: people pitching the films, what kind of budgets were they? In between X and X.
So I watched a lot of the different things and I paid attention. A lot of the times you do not tell them a budget. You don't give them those parameters.
Okay, so if they like the idea, then
They
they're
like
gonna.
the idea, they will say, well, let me see if and if you wanted a higher budget or something else, they will create something where they partner with other companies if you need more. So going into it, because I don't know, you guys know who Cassian Elwes is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I watched it. They did a big pitch session, and that was the one thing he said when people pitched with the budget. He goes, don't put the budget in there because that makes me roll my eyes. He said, just
What does it
pitch
do?
the project.
Makes me roll my eyes.
Makes you roll your eyes.
Makes him roll his eyes, and you don't want Cassian to roll his eyes in a meeting.
What about, okay, take that then to the individual. What if you're going to a private investor, you would want the budget in there.
In a private, it's different. Yeah, private investors different. Production company, they can see from your pitch. If they can see the movie, they'll finance it. Sometimes they'll give you more. It just depends on what it is. But you have to allow them to build the movie with you. You can't say, well, I'm not going to do it if I can't direct. Well, I'm not, you have to be able to be fluid and go with everything. And you do have to sacrifice a lot, especially if you need the money, you have to play the game.
Right.
Is it more expensive to bring the production to a state where there's a tax deduction?
Incentive.
It
Incentive.
is if
In the
it's
long
not a
run.
big budget. Because I come from Michigan where we had that huge tax incentive and everyone came running there. And a lot of they're set up, a lot of them are for the bigger budgets. They're not set up for small budgets of a few million and under. They're set up to make it easier for millions of dollars, because the idea of tax credit is they're bringing business in. So if it's a tiny movie, it's not worth it. They're not going to get your funding.
Explain to my audience what a tax state is.
Okay, I'll explain. The tax credit in Michigan, you got 40% back of everything above and below the line for bringing the production there. So you'd fill out loads of paperwork, and then you'd explain everything. And then after all the expenditures are out, they would give you money back from the state. The state would pay you because you're bringing hotel rooms in, food, all of these things that you're bringing in. But in Michigan, they wouldn't allow me to use the tax credit because I lived there. So I hired other companies in,
Wait, go back. That doesn't sound right.
right? Because they were trying to bring in outside money. They weren't trying to use the money in. So I
Oh, that's so.
hired production companies from LA to come in and do that, and I just ran it, and that worked. So there's always little loopholes that you can do, but you just have to. I mean, you'll get frustrated sometimes, but you just have to move past it. Something happens, because like on any of the projects that I'm on, I could be the red shirt. I could be kicked off, and I have to be ready to parlay that into something else and not get all pissy about it because I want to keep those connections still.
Right.
Because
One more question, and Jimmy can have the floor. This is all for young people who are watching who want to come into business. That's why I'm doing all of this. We know this shit, but they don't know the shit they're going to have to go through. Do you think, or is it true, or I have heard, that an actor will not commit to your script unless they're paid ahead of time or they know the budget?
No, that's not.
I have not found that out, because if they believe in you or they know your reputation, you should.
Let's say if you were going to do a movie and you're looking for, give an example, David Duchovny. I don't know David Duchovny, but I want David Duchovny to star in my film, but I don't have any money yet. Do you think that, basically, can you get a commitment from an actor who's, an A-list actor to be in a project without having any money?
Only if you know them personally, or you
That's
know
right.
their agent personally. Like Cassian Elwes helped Saw get made.
Right.
That's how that happened. So if you know people that will be in your corner and believe in you, then yes, you can. But just going out of the gate, no, you can't get past their secretary. You can't even get to the agent is hard. You know what I mean? So unless you know them and they believe in you, because this is a business about relationships, because
Absolutely.
I've been able to do
That's
so
a
much
great
not being related to anyone just because I build relationships.
Jimmy thinks I'm crazy because I wrote a movie and I want a certain star to be in my movie. And I said to Jimmy, I'm going to knock on her door. I want Fran Drescher, but right now she's still coming out of the union crap.
Right.
And I know Fran Drescher. So I'm not going through her agent or her manager because they'll help me.
Because you know her, right.
I'm going to call Fran up, say, let's have a lunch, and then I'm going to picture the script.
Yeah, because then she'll tell her agent, this is what I'm doing. And that's
how it gets done. I tell him that all the time.
Yeah.
He says, you can't go knock on their door.
He wants to just show up at somebody's door and knock on
I
the door.
knocked on the door.
I would do that too. That's how stubborn I am.
Okay, but it's different.
Tommy,
We've had Fran Drescher on the show. We don't really know her. We had her on the show one time 5 years ago or 6
I know
years
her.
ago.
That's how I know her. She knows.
But then you do your research and you realize, oh, Fran Drescher was really good friends with PJ Souls. So let's see if I can talk to PJ. You know what I mean? So I would
you
do
go around
different things and build on it. Because I saw
That's what we're
PJ.
doing.
Sean Kanan knows how he worked on her show, but I forgot what I was going to say. I had a senior moment. Oh,
So I want to go back to you though. So your movies, because I noticed like even the movies you did that didn't have big budgets back in the day, Little Red Devil, Born of Earth. I mean, you had big people like Brad Dourif. I mean, he's huge. Like you had huge.
Well, it's because the only reason I got Brad Dourif is because of my relationship with James Russo. James Russo had been in a couple of my movies and he's like, hey, Brad's my buddy and we've never done a scene together and he just got new teeth. So can he come? So he comes and does this scene and he pulls his teeth out, throws it in the guy's cup so they could have this scene together. So I got him for a song and a dance because of my relationship.
Because like everybody loves you and everybody like knows you. Like there's not a person like in the horror world, in the horror community who doesn't know you because everybody I talk to, they're like, oh yes, Tommy's great. I love Tommy. I mean, so you've done an
Oh, I
excellent.
got a lot of haters, just so you know, too. So
We all do.
You know why?
we all do, don't we?
You know why I'm making this show a tell-all show?
Mhm.
Because I want to discourage people out there who think it's easy.
Oh,
I
me
want
too.
them to know from you how difficult it is so they don't waste their time and come into business.
Yes. Well, I've
If you
sacrificed
are-
so much for so long that I know.
If
Absolutely.
you have gone to college and you're trained in this area, And if you have fortitude and great strength and patience,
It's a lot of time. I have one
then
movie.
come into the business. Listen to what Tommy is saying. Tommy, don't think you could beat her. She's an exceptional woman. This woman lives. She lives movies.
Breeze it.
I
She
do.
has no
That's it. I live and breathe it. That's
She
right.
has no life. She simply lives movies. So you have to give up life to be like Tommy and live in movies, and then you'll be as great.
I
as
have
That is my life, and I love that. I love every
that's
step
what
of my
you
life. I
Listen.
enjoy the moment. So
Tommy, I have not done this show with anyone else. I know you. And I said to Jimmy, I'm going to work it as an industrial show. We have never done an industrial show.
Industry, not industrial. Industry show.
Industry, shut the fuck up. Whatever, doesn't matter.
I know what you're talking about. I'm good.
Industrial, whatever the fuck. And I chose you because I know your reputation,
Thank
and I know you're a good talker, and I know you're going to give me the answers I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Please, out there, stay
Definitely
out,
not easy.
stay out of our business if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. We don't need you into
Or
it.
get a mentor to teach you how to do it before
Right.
you start.
And that's what I do is I what I call it, I collect people. And I love the people that I meet. Like Twyla is someone that I met at one of those premieres,
Twyla's
but
the
I
best.
just
Oh, we love
love
Twyla.
her, and I brought her to the Sandbox with Sean and everybody, and it just clicked because she is one of those people that I don't know. There's something about her that I know
Listen
can
to-
do so
listen.
much.
You know how good she is?
Yeah.
A stranger that she met needed a kidney, and she gave one of her kidneys.
I know she's
Save her
she
life.
is. Sometimes she's too kind. I won't give my kidneys away because my kids might need them.
I agree with that, but she's a fabulous. I'm actually working on 2 projects.
I
with her.
love
She's-
Twyla.
and
Yep.
she's very, very good.
I
and
know.
love her to death. All right, we got to go because we've got another guest. So you guys, you can follow
Wait,
Tommy even though
thank
she's
you.
not on.
Thank you for all the info you gave us, and I hope that you've made people that are watching understand that the business is not easy.
And you guys check out Exit 33. I was going to play the trailer, but we were talking and we didn't have enough time because Exit 33 looks like a great movie. It's got King, you guys, who's like an icon in the world of horror, and he's fabulous, and you guys will love him.
And I gave him his first kissing scene, and he wrote it in his book about that movie. So
Oh,
first
I read that. Because I didn't know who you were when I read the book. I didn't know who you were. Now I know who you are. So you guys, and we wish you and your family and everybody a very
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas and enjoy
And
yourselves.
is there a red carpet coming up that we're going to be at?
I don't know if we have.
Anything coming up?
I don't know, but I don't know.
There is. We'll see you there. And
We'll see
anything,
you
anytime you need anything, please let us know. We love having you on.
Thank
You're
you
so
much,
beautiful.
you guys.
That smile is so wonderful. You have the most welcoming smile. That's why people throw money at you.
They don't throw money at me. It would be in my
Oh,
little bedroom here. They throw money at me.
Throw it at you.
I love it. All right, Tommy, thank you so
happy,
much.
happy, everything wonderful.
Bye
Tommy.
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, you guys. Take
She's a darling.
Isn't
She's
she
an
fabulous?
absolute darling.
I love her to death.
And so smart and so in the business. I so respect her. You know, so many jerks are in our business. They don't know the asses from their elbow. And it's nice to speak to a woman that absolutely had all the right answers to all the questions I gave her.
So now we're going to bring on our next guest, you guys. Go ahead. Let's bring him in.
What's
Hey,
going
Luke, how
on?
you doing? How you doing?
Oh, mate, I'm doing so good. It is such a privilege and an honor to speak with you guys.
Oh, it's honored. So, actually, let me introduce you, and then I'll tell you a quick story. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, songwriter, performer, and actor Luke Harrison. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
This
It's
is my
it's amazing to
co-host.
be here.
This is my co-host, Ron Russell.
How do you do? Now, all the young girls out there, you know, are screaming. They all think you're so cute. So, I first question, you have a girlfriend?
I don't. No, not right now.
Good. So all you young girls out there, he's available.
So I want to tell you, so we've had 2 other people from Australia on the show. 3, actually. We
Yeah.
had one of the guys who was in the Lord of the Rings, and I forgot his name, and we had a lady who won a bunch of rounds on The Voice Australia, and then we had Guy Sebastian on
No
the show.
way.
And so we had Guy Sebastian on the show when he was touring the United States, you know, and people didn't know him, and we had a big audience, so they brought him on.
Yeah.
They asked us to bring him on the show, you know, to get him out there. So you're our fourth Australian, and you're a pop star like Guy Sebastian. Do you like Guy Sebastian?
Well, you want to know a funny story?
Yes.
I love Guy Sebastian, and I actually performed with him at the 2018 Commonwealth Games in
Oh, there you go.
Australia. So yeah, we were on stage singing together in the finale of this ceremony, like the Olympics, but you know, for the Commonwealth. And I just remember meeting him, seeing him backstage. He's like the nicest guy that I've ever met. He is such a delight to work with, and
And he's a
yeah.
superstar. You know, for Australia, he's a superstar. So we have we have a chat room full of people. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
What's going on, everyone in the chat room? I'm trying to. Can I see them? What they're
I think
saying?
you can go in the comments. Say hi to B Claudia. You'll see if you go to comments instead of private chat. I think you can
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
I'm
say
seeing
hi
it.
to B Claudia. She's like talking about you getting in a car and on your Instagram and stuff. So
What's going on, B? How are you? How are you?
she's in Germany. She's in Germany.
Wow, I would love to go to Germany. That would be amazing.
You will eventually. You'll
So
go.
what kind of singing do you do?
Well, you know, currently I am a pop contemporary singer, but I have loved singing all genres throughout my life. Funnily enough, I started in musical theatre, so I toured around Australia doing a lot of shows. I was Friedrich in The Sound of Music and Michael Banks' Mary Poppins, and that was the real start for me in this industry. And so I progressed from there into, you know, jazz, and I was a big boy soprano back in the day before my voice transitioned. And so having that classical operatic training and that experience has been, you know, insane. There was no one that I knew in, you know, my school or where I was at that was doing, you know, singing like that. And so it was really interesting because I'd go to school and no one would really know, you know, a guy that sang opera as a 12-year-old, right? And so that was just crazy in itself to, you know, have that training and be in that genre. But now as I'm 19 and, you know, out in the world now, it's more pop and contemporary, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every step of
I
it.
also read that you did Sound of Music, Mary Poppins. Were you Oliver in Oliver, or were you somebody else?
I was the Artful Dodger in
Okay.
Oliver. So yeah, it was an
We
amazing,
Will Rock
amazing film.
You. You were in We Will Rock You. You were in Strictly Ballroom. So you've done a whole bunch of theater.
Yes, loved theater.
Would
Loved
you
it.
like to be in New York's theater?
I would love to be in New York theater. Absolutely. Yeah, it's
Well,
been
you
one of
have
my
to go to-
dreams.
You have to go to New York and audition. You're clean.
Absolutely.
Cut. If you can sing, I think they'll hire you. I think you might have a good shot at it because you're good looking, and that's important.
Thank you.
And
So
you're not-
here's what we're gonna do.
And you're 19. They like that because they could mold you their way. You know, directors and producers. They don't like
Yeah.
attitude. And when you're 19, you're innocent, and that sells. So I think you're going to be very successful, my friend.
So
I got
here,
a good feeling about you.
so you guys, Luke has two songs. We're gonna play them both while we have him on. But the first one is his single that he released. It's called "Make Me Better" because it has an actual music video, and it hit number 25 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary charts. Number 5 in the UK, USA, and Canada iTunes pop charts. And I also saw it was number 4 though someplace. So someplace hit number 4, right?
Yeah, it actually went number 1 in France and Germany for a day, which is like mind blowing. So number 1 in Belgium, number 2 in France, number 1 in Germany for a day. And when I saw that, I was like just blown away. It was incredible to know that people, you know, on that side of the world are, you know, listening to your music. A lot of people think Australia is so far away. But I guess through, you know, watching people starting to listen all around the world, it's actually kind of brought my perspective in a little bit to see, you know, just so many people come together, which I have loved. So
So
Well,
let me ask you.
The media is one neighborhood.
Mhm.
You know, everybody's in one neighborhood now. We're not anywhere all over.
What does that mean?
It means because of the media right
No,
now.
because of the media.
Right
yeah,
now-
yeah, because we have people in every country listening to this
Yeah,
right, now.
we have over 5 million viewers. So that's what we get a week, every show. So over anywhere between 2.5 to 5 million people are watching you. Right
We have a
now.
huge UK audience because
And-
our show's number
and wait a
21
minute,
on the
and
Apple
be-
iTunes
before-
charts
Before
in
the
the
computer-
UK.
before the
And we're
computer-
25 here.
Could you shut up for a fucking
Yes.
minute? Boy, he never shuts up. Oh,
We do that all the time. Don't worry about it.
You're good.
of course, that's important
Okay, get it across.
for everybody that's watching this boy to, if his music's good, which I'm sure it will be when we hear it, that years ago we couldn't possibly promote him the way we can now with the media. That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
You would never have been found. You would still be in Australia singing in a pub.
Well, actually, he didn't sing in any.
No, but I'm being,
facetious.
I'm being smart ass. Now you're international. As of today, you are an international performer, and you can advertise that because of our show. You can use your name, Luke Harrison, international performer.
And you're hitting on the charts in every country. So I have a question. What kind of music did you listen to before we play the video? What kind of music did you listen to growing up? Do you like boy bands?
Yeah, so funnily enough, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I grew up listening to so much diverse music because I did so much performance in diverse genres. So a lot of musical theater, a lot of One Direction, a lot of Taylor. I am a huge Harry Styles and Charlie Puth fan. But I was actually talking to someone yesterday. My sister got me into a lot of R&B stuff. And so, a few years ago, I started listening to bands like Mint Condition.
Love it.
And, Breaking My Heart is like one of my favorite songs right now. And I've been loving, experimenting with, I guess, so many different genres.
We've had all of
but
those.
yeah.
We've had all those bands on our show in the past. Shy, and we just had Don't Go Breaking My. I forgot who the name of it.
Don't go
We've had a whole bunch of them though. We have all the different. We've had all the rock stars. We've had pretty much like everybody. We've had. Well, you're young, but like we've had like Chicago, Earth, Wind and Fire, like all these huge bands on the show. So
Love them
Where
all.
are you from in Australia?
So I grew up on the Gold Coast. That's where I was born, in Queensland. But now I live in Brisbane. And a lot of people, when they hear Australia, they think Sydney or Melbourne, which are the big cities down south. And Brisbane's pretty big too, but we're just a little bit further north. So right now it's like 110 degrees every day. Humidity, it's crazy. It's Florida weather. So
I'm from Florida.
When I hear
amazing.
Australia, the first thing I think of are sharks.
Sharks?
People go in that water, I will never know.
There's a lot of
Hey.
sharks in Australia, right?
Shark infested.
There actually, there are a lot of sharks, but if you pick the right beach, you're fine. It only actually happens in certain beaches, and we have shark everyone. But I think I was reading a study or something came up on my Instagram where it was like you're more likely to fall out of bed and die from falling out of bed than getting eaten by a shark in Australia.
Yeah, that's probably true, but we'd still be afraid.
Yeah,
I watch horror movies, shark movies and stuff, so it makes me more afraid.
And I'm from Long Island. I'm from Long Island, New York. And if you saw the movie Jaws, it was photographed where I come from. And we have the great whites out there. So I never go in the ocean. I only go in pools.
All right, so here's what I
I'm
want to do.
terrified of sharks.
Here's what I want to do. So one, we're going to play Make Me Better, but I'm going to let Luke introduce it. So here's what I want you to just say who you are. This is the music video for your new song, whatever, however you want to say, Make Me Better. And then you hang on. We're going to play it for everybody to see it, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Sounds good.
All right, go for
Hello,
it.
everyone. My name is Luke Harrison. This is my new single, Make Me Better. The music video is all yours right now.
I was a mess, nothing left, didn't know my right from wrong. Stuck on repeat, heading down a road to a place I don't belong. That's where you found me, I'd lost all my sense of clarity. But you saw me clearly, your eyes, your smile, give me all the hope I need. For a new beginning, now I got a purpose, cause you think I'm worth it. I was lost, but now I'm grounded. Made it through the hard times, can't believe that you are mine. Now I found your love, hold me in your arms, strength of my heart. I've been through so much. track. You're making me into something new. Everything I have is yours. This is what I've waited for. Now I've found your love. Hold me in your arms. Strength of my heart. I've been through so much. You rescued my soul. I'm not alone. I've been through fire and I've been through rain. But when you're holding me, I'll never be afraid. You are the one. Forever it's us. Girl, you make me better.
Yay! Congratulations! I love it. The chat room loves it. I think it's a great song. And now, is the girl somebody you dated, or that's just a friend?
No, that's just a friend of mine who's an amazing actor. Who was working on the video with us. Not someone I dated, no. I love that question though. That's so good. Everyone does ask that. Everyone in my life asks that. Every friend I have is like, "Oh, Luke, okay. So I see what's happening here." I'm like, "No, guys, it's just acting." Oh, it was so
I
funny.
love it. So I have a question. How did this song do?
You didn't get my comment.
Okay.
You're nice on the eye and easy on the ear. And I think that combination is going to make you a very important performer one day. In about 3 years, I give you, we'll be knowing all about you.
Yeah.
You
thank
sing,
so much.
you can sing, and that's a pretty song. And I don't like today's music. I'm being honest. I don't find a lot of it pleasant. I find it screaming, too auto-tuned, and I don't like it. But that's a pretty song. Pretty lyrics.
Thank you.
And
Did you write it?
You did a nice job with it.
Do you write also?
I do, of course. I find that I actually perform best when I have, a good process with writing, when I'm able to sit on those sessions, because if I'm able to put my heart and soul into the song, then I feel like I'm going to be able to portray that to everyone, way better. Which is, something I love doing as well. So, yeah.
So how many instruments do you play?
So I play piano, drums, as well as singing. And I've been doing that ever since I was like 4 years old. And so I love those two instruments to the death. I would love to get up on stage, do a drum fill. I watched a video by Bruno Mars where he does Locked Out of Heaven, but he starts it off with this insane 2-minute drum solo. And I have looked up to that performance ever since I was younger. And so drums, piano, I also played saxophone, cello when I was younger, and all percussion I love as well. So when you grow up in the industry,
When you were younger, so we're old, so
When you were younger, how much younger? You're young
no,
now.
actually though, young, because you, like you said, you performed with Guy Sebastian in 2017 or something.
2018, yeah.
That's 5 years ago. So you would have been 14. How is that? You're performing with one of the biggest stars in Australia when you're 14. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
it was crazy. It was on the biggest arena in Australia, the closing ceremony, Commonwealth Games. We were on stage with Guy Sebastian. If you guys know who Dami Im, Delta Goodrem, the Veronicas,
I love Delta
big Australian artists like that all coming together, and we all get to stand on that stage, and as well as doing a solo beforehand, but coming together in the finale was just crazy. At the age of 14 to be amongst those well-respected artists of Australia and the world.
I love to watch The Voice, so I watch the auditions. I don't really like to watch the whole show. I just really like the blind auditions. But I watch all the blind auditions from Australia, and I love Delta Goodrem. And so I think it's it's so cool. Who's the biggest singer from Australia that we might know? Who do you think is the biggest?
Ooh, what's actually crazy? You know what I would say is my answer?
Okay.
And a lot of people actually didn't know this for a while, but AC/DC are Australian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they got found in America. So I would actually say AC/DC are probably the biggest
They're
name
huge. That's
from
a
Australia.
name.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Now, on a personal note, do you have tattoos?
No, I don't. I do not.
Well, good, and never do. Because your clean cutness is going to bring you somewhere. You don't want to look like everybody else. And to me, tattoos are fun when you're young, but when you're 60 years old,
They don't look good.
those tattoos look like bruises, like you got beat up.
I
Good.
also
Stay
read.
cl-
I
stay
also
clean
read
cut.
that you like got accepted into like NY. I don't know, a bunch of great schools and stuff, and you kind of like are parlaying that to wait to see how your pop career goes. You're in LA right now, right?
Yeah, currently in LA. We got here a few days ago. But yeah, I did get accepted into Berkeley, NYU, and USC as well for music.
Pretty
So
phenomenal schools.
Okay, another
Yeah.
personal question. Okay, girls out there, get ready for this. What is your ideal girl? What should she look like and be like?
this is actually a really good question, and I'll be honest with you, it's not something I've had, I guess, a whole lot of time to think about. But the answer I will say is that I would love someone who can push me to be a better version of myself. And if someone could do that, then that'll be the best thing for me because I always have room for improvement in everything I'm doing. And so the best thing I think for me would be a girl that would be able to do that and someone who'd be able to, I guess, understand, I guess, my position as an artist and where I'm at. And I think with your morals aligned, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Did you hear that, girls? So
I
now
like
you
love
know.
it.
If you don't have that quality, forget it.
So you did it. You have a Christmas song you just released, and I want to know how did you pick? So it's a cover of Wham's "Last Christmas." Everybody, I wouldn't know if you would know Wham because you're like young. Like how did you pick that song?
Well, I was thinking to myself, what Christmas song? I was racking my brain. What is the best Christmas song to do? If I had to do one cover right now of a Christmas song, what would it be? And I couldn't really figure it out because I love Christmas music so much. Like Pentatonix is like my top 5 artists of the year, even if it's not Christmas, right? So I was thinking, well, what is the best Christmas song to do? And on the radio, or as I was listening in the car, song Faith by George Michael came on. And I was listening to this track and I was like, oh man, this would be a great song to perform. And then I thought to myself, okay, George Michael, well, what else does he do? And then I started listening to Last Christmas over and over again. And then randomly my friends were listening to it as I was hanging out with them like later in the day. And I was like, okay, this is a sign. I need to do Last Christmas. And so I went in the studio, we got some tracks laid down. And as I was hearing it back, I was like, this is the one. Let's put it out.
I love it. Also, in the chat room, they're saying Kylie Minogue is Australian. Kylie Minogue's big, and her sister.
Yeah, Kylie Minogue is huge. Yeah.
Keith Urban.
What about Petula Clark?
Is she from Australia?
I think she's from Australia. Petula Clark, downtown.
I think so.
Everybody go.
Oh, that's like in the 50s or 60s.
I think Petula Clark is from Australia.
All right, so here's what we're going to do because I want people to hear both songs while you're on. So, Juan, we're going to play the Last Christmas one. So now you introduce your version of Last Christmas, and we're going to play it. Just hang on.
Yeah, you're good. Hello, everyone. This is Luke Harrison with my version of Last Christmas. You can hear the official audio right now.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Once bitten and twice shy, I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Happy Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you. I meant it, and now I know what a fool I've been. But if you kissed me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Baby, a crowded room, friends with tight eyes. I'm hiding from you, and you're so devised. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on, a face on a lover with the fire in his heart, a man undercover, but you tore me apart. Oh, and now I found a real love, you'll never fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. To save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Lover with the fire in his heart, I gave you my undercover, but you tore him apart. Maybe next year, I'll give it to someone. I'll give it to someone special. Lover with the fire in his heart, someone
Yay!
Now you're
I
cooking.
love it. Everybody
now,
loves
now
it.
you're cooking. A cappella, when you open, proves you have a voice. You're not all fudged up. The song is terrific. I love it. It's from my day when we understood a song, when we appreciated the music and the voice, not the screaming bullshit they do today. I love it. It's a great, great Christmas song.
Thank
You
you,
did a
Ron.
beautiful job. You're a very talented kid.
Thank you so much. Thank
Really
you.
are.
And
Do
you
not-
got like all
Wait,
the.
shut up. I got to be a father. I'm a father of 2 daughters, so I got to be your father. No drugs. Drugs will destroy you. I've seen it happen to many performers. I'm in the business 64 years. I've seen it happen to big, big people. Don't smirk because I'll smack your face.
I'm just working.
Like you're probably doing drugs.
No,
and
he
he's saying-
doesn't do drugs.
He's saying, fuck you to mine. Probably say, fuck you, you old fag. But listen, do not do drugs. They will destroy you. I'm telling you.
Never,
You have a
never,
brilliant
never, never.
career ahead. Don't let it go to your head. Don't think your shit doesn't smell, and don't think that you're better than anybody, and don't treat people like crap. I'm in the business. I know what I'm talking about. You will go far.
You're gonna be like the male Taylor Swift.
You will go far if you stay
Thank you.
and narrow.
And the chat room loves you. And B Claudia, who's in Germany, that you said hi, she's just like, and he's hot too. On top of it all,
Yeah, you're beautiful. Oh,
she's got a couple of radio stations. She's gonna try and get the
you're
song
a
played on.
beautiful youth. You're a beautiful young man with a beautiful career and voice. Keep it
Thank
clean. Keep it nice.
So let's say you were gonna go. Let's do a hypothetical question. Somebody calls up and says, "Hey, we want you to open for and go on tour with."
Oh
Blank.
yeah.
Who do you want? Who are some
Yep.
people that you think would be fun to go on tour with?
Fun to go on tour with. All right. First off, I would love to go on tour. Wait, can it be dead or alive, or like people who are in the industry?
It could be dead or alive. Give us a dead
Michael
and
Jackson
alive.
for one.
Oh, Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson for one. That's a huge thing. Elton John for two.
I met him.
And no, oh really? That would be an honor.
You dressed
I
him.
look up to him so
I used
much.
to be a clothing designer. I dressed him once. It was
Jimmy
great. And then
Wow.
Made a red jacket for him
yeah, it was awesome.
that he wore on
Wow.
tour.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
And definitely Harry Styles would be up there because I really love him, and Charlie Puth too.
I love Charlie
huge
Puth.
fan. Yeah, I love Charlie Puth. He is
That
incredible.
was Charlie Puth.
He's a Puth. He's a big singer. So here's my my 6 degrees of separation from Charlie Puth is I did the costume design for Too Fast, Too Furious, and Charlie Puth did the
Yeah.
song about Brian Connors when he died. You know, at the end of one of those films.
Yeah.
They saw tagging it to you that you got to go to the premiere of Fast X in Brisbane or someplace.
I did, yeah, in Brisbane, in my hometown. Yeah, it was great. It was so fun.
Were any of the people from the movie actually at the premiere?
Not at that one. I think there was a plan for it, but you know how it is flying out from, wherever they are to Australia. It's very, very logistically hard. But there was some of the team from Universal there, giving some notices, and they had the cast do a message on the screen to the premiere of Australia,
Okay.
which was cool. So that was really nice. But I
love
did want to say,
Go.
yeah, no, I did want to say, I think my top person that I would want to either open for would be Adele and Coldplay. That'd be my two.
Awesome. I'm not as huge a
Like-
Coldplay, but I love Adele. I think
Adele, yeah.
she's got like some career and didn't go to her head, and she's super cool. You know Adele. She was the one who was real heavy, who's now real skinny.
She's so fun.
She's got a great catalog, and I mean, for someone to sell so many records, when I think she's only released like 2 records or something, 2 or 3 maybe, like to have so many, huge hits. Did you like any of the boy band? Like I guess
You asked him that.
no, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about that. Let me finish. Like One Direction is like, because that's like too new. Or how about like the older ones, like Boyzone or
I like listening to some Boys to Men, I will say.
Boyz II Men is great.
Yeah. And I also love an Australian boy band who aren't so much around anymore, but they're called Justice Crew. I don't know if you guys ever heard about them.
I'm gonna write it
Um,
down because I love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they were an Australian boy band about maybe 10 years ago. And they had some mega hits. And they were up there competing with, the likes of One Direction. They were like the Australian One Direction. They were a really, really fun boy band. Also, Why Don't We? If you ever heard of Why Don't We? They're an American boy band, I think. But they're not so much around as you don't hear about them as much anymore. But those are some cool bands that I definitely listen to.
What color are your eyes?
So this is actually interesting. A lot of people say different things. Yeah, people say different things to me. So I think that they're green, but some people say they're blue, or some people say they're like.
I think they're green.
They photograph green. Reason I say that is, if I cover up from your nose down to your mouth, you look like my daughter Leslie. My daughter Leslie has eyebrows and green eyes. Look at this.
That she's beautiful.
Doesn't that look like Leslie?
Yeah, it could.
You could be Leslie's brother, my son.
I love it.
My wife was Dutch, so that's where the blonde green eye came in.
So
I'm Italian.
We have 4 minutes left. Another thing I want to just ask about, because we don't have the Eurovision Song Contest here, but that's like the biggest contest in Europe, and you were a judge on the junior. I didn't know there was a junior Eurovision. So what does that mean? Kids, did you ever enter it?
Yeah, so I was very close. I was gonna go into the Australian Decides for Junior Eurovision, and then a performance came up. I think I went overseas to here actually, and so I never got that opportunity. But instead, I was able to be on the judging panel. It was two under 18 teens, and then the rest were adults. And so I was one out of Australia to do that. And so yeah, everyone is under the age of 18, pretty much. That is on Junior Eurovision. And it was really, really interesting because everyone's from Europe, and then it's Australia. So it was really, really fun just to, be on the other side of the table for once, going through my career, having done so many performances on the other side being judged. I think it was a really good insight into I guess, how people think. And as a panel, we deliberated and, you know, talked about the different performances. And it was actually a lot of fun. Mind you, you know, everyone else was quite older than me, so they had some amazing experience and, you know, wisdom to share. But I gained so much out of it. And yeah, it was just great to be on that side for once.
Have you been on a reality? Like, have you done like The Voice or X Factor or any of those shows? Have you been a contestant on any of them?
I haven't. It's actually not been something I've ever hugely considered doing.
You don't need to,
Lots of
because
people ask me.
you're already doing better than the people who win those anyway.
And a lot of those
Thank
shows,
you, thank you.
they're fixed anyway.
Yeah, we've
I
had
will
a
say though, when I was younger, and you guys were talking about the blind auditions, how you like the blind auditions of The Voice. My sister and I, we would pretend that we were the judges and have our chairs turned in the living room, and we'd turn our chair if we liked the singer, you know, fun stuff like that. But you know, I've never been on the shows, no.
So let's tell everybody so they can follow you on Instagram. Your Instagram is Luke Harrison Official. Your website is LukeHarrisonPerformer.com. You have a bunch of cool videos, YouTube videos you did of covers of other people's songs along with your own songs. Oh, it says Australia is adored in the Eurovision
Where's your family
contest.
from? England? Is your background English?
No, well, my mum's from New Zealand and my dad's from Scotland, so I guess a little bit. But I think probably I have a little bit of European as well in me, so kind of everywhere. And
Well, everyone in Australia came from somewhere. You know, Australia just was the native, what do you call it, people. But then all the English went there. So mostly people are English. That's why you speak English.
Yeah, you I love your accent.
Australia.
It's
I
fabulous.
had a very good friend of mine who was a big model, very famous model in America. And he's from what I'm talking about, you know,
Willie.
Willie. And the nicest guy in the world. I mean, Australian people are really friendly and very nice people. And we love Willie.
Oh, wait, the other most famous Australian is Crocodile Dundee.
oh, of course, of course.
He's not a singer, though.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm
we're
not-
out of
I'm
time,
not
so we gotta
sure.
go.
I'm not sure, but I think Jacqueline Bisset is from Australia. I think she's Australian. Jacqueline
Okay.
Bisset, the actress.
I'm not sure. So
Very
everybody,
very famous.
listen up,
actress.
you guys. This is Luke Harrison. You're going to see a lot about him. Please check out, watch his videos. You've got Make Me Better. It's on YouTube, or go to iTunes or Spotify. Download it and stream it. Also, the new Last Christmas. They all want to know you're doing a video, but probably not, right? Because you don't have enough time to do a video. Because Christmas.
Yeah,
is-
not this year, but I'm really excited to get some more Christmas out next year for all of you. So that's something in the works that I'm really excited for too.
Perfect. So we want to thank you. Have a great trip while you're in California. We're out of time, but it's been a pleasure to meet you. Everybody, Luke Harrison. Yay! Thank
And
you so
Pleasure
I'm
is
much.
all mine, guys.
looking at your career. And if I read that you were in a drug bust, I'll find you and I'll beat the shit out of you.
That's a dad.
And I have an amazing team around me who are you know, protecting me from that side, and that's something that
Say hi to
never go into.
Kristen. Hey, Kristen.
Anyway,
I know Kristen's probably
Merry
around.
Christmas
So.
and
He's
All right.
here, he's here.
All right. Merry Christmas. Have fun while you're here and enjoy. Thank you so
Merry
much.
Christmas, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Nice to
Appreciate
meet
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Lovely to
All
meet
right,
you as
everybody.
well.
Thanks,
See ya.
everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. We got Robert Lasardo coming on next week. Big actor. Going to be a lot of fun. Everybody have a great weekend, and thanks so much for tuning in. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Woo.
I miss you. I haven't had a kiss. I haven't had lips. I love you so much. His nails are sharper now than before. Oh,
They use the same thing that I use to cut them, so it's no
they're
different.
sharp as hell. I feel them on my hand. I love you so much, my astrolets. I love my astro. I love my astro. I love my astro.
I think we're still on, so don't. So be careful.
What?
We're live, everybody. We're still here. They're having some kind of internet problem now. That's the last
Internet
minute,
problems.
so
I was just kissing my dog.
that's right.
I had to.
You guys,
Make,
that's Astro. We love Astro.
I had to make out with him. If I don't kiss him every 10 minutes, I get depressed.
Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
we're still live. They're going to end the show in a second. So thanks for the chat room for
Astro,
letting
you
us
want to go on
know.
television?
And here, we're going to show you Astro. Astro went to the vet yesterday.
My
Hi, Astro.
7-pound love. He's my 7-pound love. Look at that face. Look at that baby.
So much fun. So next week, you guys, we have Robert Lasardo coming on. You guys know him. He's been in everything. Nip Tuck, The Mule with the Clint Eastwood, the Academy Award movie.
Scary looking, but a nice
Nicest guy ever from New York. And I'm not sure who our second guest
Actually,
is.
from Brooklyn.
Yeah, from Brooklyn.
Look at this cute thing. Look at my little sweetheart. Is he not the cutest thing in the world? Look at that. Ooh, look at that.
Oh,
Little
no,
boy.
he's fabulous.
Look at my little boy. Look at my little boy.
Cindy says she kisses the dog, too.
Lips. I love to kiss my dog.
The dog's fabulous.
I love him so much.
Hey, Jimmy.
All right. Hey, we're done? That's Rebel. Hey, Rebel!
Rebel, how are you?
I'm not sure exactly what's going on. He just told me to stay and keep talking for another minute, but now it's...
We're still on?
Yeah, we're still on, because you see that little thing up there says live. So we hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The
we
holidays
got a
with
couple
us.
of weeks yet.
Yeah, I know.
Hanukkah first, then Christmas.
Yep. And we're putting up our Christmas tree later today after I get some work done.
This is Astro. I am 7 pounds of beauty. Look at my little face. Look how cute I am. Look at me. Look at me. Am I not a cutie pie?
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.